So then, should you promote products on eBay that you are selling? Is it worth doing? And how do you do it? My name's James Smith and I'm going to answer these questions. In fact, I'm going to answer that question now, and I'm going to answer it with the simple word, yes, it is worth doing. And what this video is going to do is it's going to show you my figures behind my promotions that I've been running for quite some time now. In fact, since December 2022, when I have been promoting products, every product I sell at 2%. Well, I'm now thinking to myself that I might have to change that strategy a little bit. Maybe I'm going to start experimenting with higher levels of promotion. So keep watching and I'm going to take you through exactly what I've done, okay, some figures behind my current philosophy on basically saying that you should promote, and what I'm going to do in the future. My name is James Smith and I run channel JR74. Please like, comment, subscribe to your heart's content. The channel is growing and I'm really enjoying reading your comments. I don't know if you can tell in my voice, I am a little bit, just a tad under the weather. I've got the old streaming nose at the moment. If I was a kid, my mum would have probably have given me about half a litre of Lucozade by now. I always used to think that Daley Thompson had a permanent cold. I was thinking to myself, what's he drinking that stuff for? It makes you better. Anyway, watch on. So before we start looking at promotion, I'm going to start by just reminding people what eBay actually does. eBay is a platform, and on that platform, it allows you to sell products. It allows you to take photos of products. It allows you to describe products. It now allows you to take videos of products as well. So you are putting a product that you want to sell out there for a lot of buyers. At the moment, 130 million people across the globe have or are actively looking at eBay accounts. It also allows you to perform a monetary exchange between buyers and sellers, and also it allows you, or it gives you, a platform as well to sort out your postage. So it does quite a lot, and this is why you pay your fees. All right, this is basically what you pay your fees for. All of those services that I have just mentioned, and of course they have the customer service to be able to help you and stuff like this as well. So yeah, that's what you're paying for. But as with any company, they want a little bit more, and they offer you that chance. And the chance that they offer is they offer you a promotion, okay? A fee that you will pay, that you set, okay? They will suggest, but at the end of the day, it's you that sets it, to promote your product a little bit more. And yeah, we'll have a look at that in a minute as to how they actually do promote it. But that is, in essence, what eBay actually is. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself right now, yes, Smithy, we know all of that, okay? We know that's what eBay is. Let's get into what you're actually talking about with your promotions. Well, if we go back, and if we go back to when I first started channel JR74 as an eBay store, we're going back to April 2022. And I had the attitude then, well, hold on a minute, I'm paying eBay fees. All right, if somebody wants my product, they're just going to type it in. I can't really see why I should promote it. So I didn't promote. Sorry, lost my train of thought a bit there, but I kept it in. I'm not deleting that one. But then I was watching many YouTube videos of other resellers and what they're getting up to. I was trying to develop what sells well, what doesn't sell so well, sort of thing. And many of them were actually saying, promote, it is worth promoting, and promote at 2%. Just put everything on at 2%. It will make a difference. So I thought, well, when in Rome, if so many people are saying it, then I'll give it a go. So it was December 2022 when I did give it a go in terms of promoting. The very first time that I promoted was in that month, around about December 2022. So if you promote at 2%, what exactly happens? And how is this different to a 10% promotion or an 8% promotion? When I say percent, it means extra percentage taken of your selling cost. So if you sell something for, say, like a tenner, and you promoted it at 2%, eBay will take an extra 20p. Okay, that's the 2%. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, because 1% would be 10p. All right, so you can choose as to whether to do this or not. And all it says, when I typed into Google, sort of like what happens when you promote an eBay product at 2%. Okay, basically it said your listing will still appear in promoted placements on eBay, but it did make it clear that 2% is the lowest rate at which it will offer any sort of promotion. So you can't go to 1%. 1% doesn't exist in terms of its promotion. 2% is the lowest that you can promote at. So, you know, it will be bumped up the list a little bit in terms of if just somebody just types in just a generic term. Say if you've got a pair of Nike Air trainers, somebody types in Nike Air trainers. If you've promoted it at 2%, obviously yours will be below those that are promoted at 10, 15%, but they'll be above those that haven't applied any promotion to it at all. You are paying to have it bumped up the listing list a little bit more. Also as well, have you had a look at these promotions where you're looking at a product and then you've got other products that are similar that you can look at? That will also come into it as well. Maybe I would say the 2% ones you've got to scroll across, the 10% ones are actually there. I would say that obviously they're going to favour the ones that are paid a higher level of promotion, but you at the same time your product is not just forgotten about. So really the 2%, somebody's still got to do a little bit of searching, but not a whole load of searching is the way that I would describe putting your product on at 2%. Now, as I've told you, I agree with doing this. Every single thing that I put on now is promoted at least 2%. Why am I saying this and why am I doing this? Well, I'll give you my figures, all right? And I think the best figure that I can give you are the figures from December 2022. I started promoting at the end of this, okay? So at the start of 2023, I think it was round about, from memory, it was round about Christmas time that I started doing it. December 2022, in terms of impressions, now an impression is just somebody is just seeing your product on the screen. It might not be in big form, it might just be in the small label form, but it has passed on somebody's screen. Okay, now impression numbers for December 2022, 65,188. So my products have come up on somebody's screen that amount of times. In January of 2023, my products came up 169,167 times. That is an increase of 159%. Now, you could argue, oh yeah, but that's people looking for a bargain after Christmas. Yes, I know. But that was the biggest jump that I had between monthly figures that I've ever had. So to me, that is because of the 2% promotion fee that I paid. In terms of people actually clicking on my products as well, that went up from 1,005 listing views to 1,401 listing views, which was an increase of 39%. Again, a big jump in terms of a percentage. So I was thinking to myself, yeah, this is worth doing. I've just finished doing a video and I thought to myself, oh yeah, I can mention that as well. I didn't put it into my notes that I made before I did the video, but I did think about it today. Really, one of the best things that you can do is just to try it yourself. Just put things on at 2% and then before you do it, have a look at your impressions data. Have a look at your viewings data. The impressions being the amount of times it's passed through somebody's screen. The viewing would be the amount of times that somebody's actually clicked on your product and actually looked at your product on their screen. Have a look at the data that you've got before you promote, and then a month later, have a look again and see if your products are being, firstly, impressioned more, okay, actually getting onto somebody's screen more often, and also are people clicking on it more as well. If you click onto the tab that has performance on it, you will then see traffic. And if you click on traffic, then you will see your data that I'm talking about, the impressions, the listings. Thank God eBay have gone back to the bar graph and not the line graph. I really couldn't get on with that line graph. The bar graph is so much better. I hope you agree. But also, on the other hand, what you have to remember is that you won't have to pay the promotion fee each and every time. You will only have to pay the promotion fee if somebody has clicked on a listing that is in a part of the eBay site which you have paid for it to be in, i.e. a little bit further up the ranking list, or somebody's, the one that I just described, where you can say, right, have you tried these? What I'm meaning is, say if you have got a pair of Nike Air in Vigor in grey, if somebody types in Nike Air in Vigor grey, size 6, and your product comes onto the screen, that person has looked for it, your product has come up onto the screen, and they buy it, you won't have to pay a promotion fee because it has been organically found. Somebody's actually typed it in and found it themselves. eBay haven't really had to do anything. eBay have just provided the service of showing the photos and the description and maybe the video that you have put on. Somebody's found it without even having to use the eBay promotional services. But say if somebody looks at one of these, doesn't really like them, and then looks underneath at, have you tried these products? And then clicks on one of those, that could be considered as a promoted listing, okay? Or somebody's typed it in and a list has come up and then yours is quite close to the top because you paid the 2%. Again, that could be seen as a eBay helping you to get the buyer to click on your product. So if you make the sale in this way, you will have to pay a promoted listing. It's just generally how the buyer actually clicks on your product, all right, as to how it's actually worked out. I know I'm confusing myself at the moment as well. I hope you're understanding what I'm saying, but basically it's either promoted or found organically. If it's found organically, you don't have to pay any promotion fee. If eBay has helped the buyer to find the product, then you do have to pay a promotion fee. So I also looked at my last month's worth of sales as well, and it's quite interesting. And I think this really does back up my philosophy and viewpoint that promoting is worth doing. Looking at my figures, in the last 31 days, 32.9% of my sales were promoted. 32.9%. So that is, well, basically it's a third. A third of my sales are organically promoted, whereas 67.1% are organically found. So it's not a 50-50. So still a lot of your products are being organically found, but a third, that I fully believe that without the promotion, that third would be significantly less, significantly. So that is why I feel that it is worth doing. And I mean, it could grow. It could grow. And remember, this is only at 2%. So it's a third of sales at the lowest amount of promotion that I can actually put on. Now, how do you promote?
Okay, right. So here is, or here are my drafts, and I think what I'll do is I'll just use one of these to just show you. Pair of Nike Free trainers, Volt base, grey, something white. Okay, so let's go into the draft for that. Okay, now with these, I've listed them. Okay, but as I've done all of my words, but I haven't taken the photos yet. So that's something that I'm going to do on my phone later, because remember, if you open your app in your phone, you will also get this as long as you're logged into the same account. Now, if I scroll down, so you go past the item category, past the item specifics, past the condition, past the description, okay, past the pricing, you'll see here that I'm putting them on at 17 quid. And I'm still allowing offers. You can see there that I'm allowing the offers. Okay, past the delivery details. Okay, past the preferences, past any item disclosures, and we come to promote your listing. It's this area here that you are interested in. Now, every single time I create the text for one of my listings and I put it into my drafts, this is when I do the promotion. So if you click on this little icon here, you can change the rate in which you actually promote at. So look, if I put 1 in, it's saying minimum ad rate 2%. But I want to try these at 10%, so I'm putting a 10 in. Okay, now because I've made a change, I'm going to have to save it again. So save for later. There we go. And that listing will now be promoted at 10% when I take the photos, put the photos on, and then send it to be listed. So yeah, it's all quite straightforward.
So there you have it. That's how you promote a listing. It's quite simple. It's quite straightforward. It's not really that difficult to do. Now, I am now starting to play around with this, or I'm starting to think that I need to play around with this in terms of looking at certain products that take a little bit longer to sell. And is it therefore worth putting the promotion a little bit higher to try and get them to sell a bit quicker, or to see if they sell a bit quicker? Now, I'm currently in a situation where I can apply this philosophy to a certain product, and that product, is trainers. I am at the moment spring loaded. I've got quite a few pairs of trainers that I want to put on for the sort of like the summer buy market. All right, people getting a new pair of trainers, especially white pairs of trainers, to buy to wear in the summer. I'm really looking at cleaning up pairs of trainers really thoroughly. Not just giving them a bit of a wipe as I've been doing in the past. I've given like the bottoms a bit of a rub with some alcohol, and if there's any mud on it, I've wiped that off, but I haven't really touched the bottom of the trainer. In a previous video, I did mention that we have a steam cleaner that I didn't know about, but now I do. So I'm going to look at like steam cleaning the soles and making them look as good as I possibly can. And with some really good photographs, maybe promoting at 10%, my philosophy is that I'm going to attract more people to it, and therefore it is more likely that I'm going to attract somebody who is going to pay a higher price, or closer to the price that I am actually looking for. By promoting at 2% at the moment, I think it's 95% of my things I sell on an offer. Somebody makes me an offer and I accept it. So I'm not selling it for the price that I've listed it for. And that's the philosophy that I've taken for so long. But if I promote at 10% and I attract more buyers, maybe I'm going to attract somebody who is going to or the likelihood is that I'm going to attract somebody who is going to pay that price that I've actually put on, because I'm not putting my price above any other product that is actually on eBay that is of a similar nature. In fact, I'm slightly undercutting, and that is why it's so important to really look at the price that you source for, because if you source it for a decent price, it gives you that ability to undercut the competition and still make a decent profit. Remember, I'm looking for profits of between £50 and £100. So trainers are certainly giving me a platform to try this 10% promotion on. And it's not just trainers, it's also golf shoes as well. Both of these fall into the category of, if you go into a shop, you have to pay quite a lot. On eBay, when it's secondhand, and if it's still in really good condition, you won't have to pay as much. So what is that differential? What are people prepared to pay? What is it? How far are people prepared to go down? And you have to understand that and really get yourself involved in this. And the only way that you can do this is to try different levels of promotion. And I feel I'm at that stage now. So as I say, I want this channel to be educational, so I'm going to take you through the journey. In a couple of months' time, I will put another promotional video out, basically covering how well I feel this 10% promotion did. But every single pair of trainers that I'm going to give the steam clean treatment and the alcohol rub treatment and the full-on brush treatment to is going to be promoted at 10%, and every golf shoe as well. So do you know what? This is why I do this. I'm just fascinated by it all, and I enjoy sharing my findings with you guys as well. So yeah, we'll see how this actually works, and we'll see if eBay actually do make any sort of difference to promoting at 10%, because I also googled what happens when you promote at 10%, and it basically said promoting at 10%, and this is the language that it used, a higher likelihood of a sale. So there's more positive language being used there. We shall see. We shall see. So I know that reading the comments, people wanted videos on promoting and how I promote. So I've given you how I promote, and I've told you what I've been doing in terms of promotion up until now. It hasn't really been that difficult to understand. It's been everything on at 2%. And I always comment in my in, on and gone videos that I've promoted it at 2%, just so that you know. But now I'm going to have to differentiate which one is at 2%, which one's at 10%. So this channel, and I'm not bigging myself up or anything, but because promotion is so important when selling eBay products as to whether you should do it or not and at what level, this channel is even more worthy of a like, a comment, or a subscribe. Okay, so that's me done. All right, that's me done for the moment. I hope you've enjoyed my little snippets on how I feel promotion should be looked at, how I've been doing with my promotion, and some figures that I've actually given to you. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. In On and Gone 35 will be coming out very, very soon, when I talk about what is coming into my store, what I've sold from my store, and what is on the store. But for the time being, I'm now going to say to you, this is Smithy out. Again, it's been a pleasure talking to you. I hope that my OK count was a little bit lower this time. To be honest with you, I wasn't really thinking about it. It's only just come into my head that I'm really, really trying to stop myself from saying okay. But okay, been nice talking to you. I'll go back to my sick bed. See you soon. Bye-bye.